Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Francis here, and I just wanted to quickly, before I start my presentation, just say thank you so much for everything you did to get your children prepared to come back to school. They have been amazing. It's been great. I'm looking forward to having an awesome year with them. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you're doing, and I will continue to humbly and proudly serve this community. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, my background, real quick. I majored in math and computer science at the University of Scranton, and doing that led me into a software developer job at AT&T, and I was there for 13 years. So I sometimes have a little bit different spin on things because I wasn't always an educator. And when 9/11 happened, I really had a calling to be a teacher, and that's when I decided that I was going to transition to this career. And I started teaching at Mendham in 2005. So this is my 16th year of teaching, and I've taught everything from Algebra 1 through calculus, including computer science. My hopes for the school year: clear guidelines, calendars, due dates, everything very organized, or at least I try to be. Reasonable, well-defined assignments, comfortable, positive environment. I really feel like even though we're going to maintain rigor, it's going to be still very fair, very manageable. I like to keep things very lighthearted. I think that when you do that, that takes the pressure off. We laugh a lot in my class, all right? Just keeps the kids, enjoying it and not taking everything so serious. So more confidence for the future. And then, of course, we want to have fun every day. So calculators, just a quick slide to mention, if you're in my coding class, they're not required, but in all the math classes, the student should have a calculator every day. And they're required to have at least a TI-83 plus or a TI-84, but the TI-84 plus is strongly recommended. And if they have an older model, it can be a slight disadvantage because they would have to memorize all the parameters, as opposed to the new models of the calculator will prompt you for the parameters. So just want to mention that. And then just make sure they have their name on it. You could use whiteout or a Sharpie, because this way, if they leave it in the classroom, I know whose it is, and I can, send them a quick email to say that I have it. So remote learning, just so you know, all the resources are in PowerSchool Learning, and all assignments are posted on the Google Classroom. And so this class is all digital and paperless. And attendance is going to be taken at the start of each period. And I would really ask that if the students are remote, that they log on at least 2 minutes before the start of the period. We don't want them getting on right as the bell rings. So just like if we were in school, they would sort of meander into the room and I would take attendance, and when that bell rang, we would get started. I really need them to do that if they're remote. So if you could encourage them to do that, that would be great. And they need to stay logged on for the entire period. So sometimes I understand, if they let the dog out or they went to get a glass of water, but if they're gone 10, 15 minutes, they're really missing a significant portion of class. And also that's my time with them to communicate. So I just want to make sure, that they stay logged on and that they, are really focused during the entire class period. Cell phone use is discouraged unless it's being used for learning. Students should be out of bed and seated at either a desk or a table. That's just going to help them overall. They should have their camera on during lessons to communicate their engagement. That really helps me to see that, I can read their facial expressions and make sure that they're keeping up. And also, if I ask them a question, they can quickly engage. And please do not interrupt the students during class. So there's been a couple of times so far where I reach out to the student and they say, oh, sorry, Mrs. Francis, I was helping my mom or dad with something. And they end up missing 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it is a distraction for them. So I would ask you, if they are in class, that remember that that's my time with them, and please don't interrupt them. For any student who is scheduled to report to the building, you need to notify the school if they're going to be physically absent. So I think that it's really important. We are all, as teachers, looking forward to having them in the building that day. So make sure you let the administration know. And even if you could send me an email, that would be great. And I just want you to know that student feedback so far is that they want to be in school. And the number one reason is they're saying is that they can concentrate better with less distractions. So they have told me, Mrs. Francis, even though it's so hard to get up and get out of bed, and it's just so worth it to be here. So it's raining one morning and they don't want to come. My suggestion would be, too bad, get them up and get them to school because it really is going to be worth it. And that in-person time with your child is giving me an opportunity to build a stronger student-teacher relationship. And it's really helping me to understand what they need and how they learn. And students who have a positive relationship with their teacher are going to be more likely to participate actively in class and challenge themselves academically. So not only do I get to know them when they come into school, but they get to know me, and we just get to build that relationship and that rapport, and that really does encourage them to, work harder and perform better overall. Okay, how you can help. This is an important slide. So we want to, number one, if you could remind them to charge their technology, including calculators. The calculators probably need a charge maybe once a week. So maybe Sunday nights, remind them to charge their calculator. And then their Chromebooks, they should really be charging every night because, they have a full day if they're coming into school. After the SAT, ACT, if you could please remind them to put their calculator back wherever they keep it, because I have to tell you, after the SAT, ACT, no one knows where their calculator is, and it goes on for weeks. So when they come home from that, if they could just remind them, where's your calculator? Put it back on your desk or back in your school bag, wherever they normally keep it. That would be very helpful. And then, of course, the mom part of my speech, proper rest and nutrition is very important. I need them to come in well rested. I need them to not, be telling me they're hungry. I mean, these things are important. And those are the things that you have control over. I have no control over. A lot of times, especially, in previous years, they tell me I was up till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. doing a paper or something like that. And I just need you to monitor that type of situation, because they really need to have that rest and, good breakfast before they come into school. You are not bothering me anytime, any issues. I'm always checking my email. You can reach out to me via email first, I'd say, and then we'll arrange a time if you want to talk. But please don't let anything fester. The only times I've ever really had any trouble or any issues is when things have just festered and I just didn't know about it. And usually as soon as, we make contact, parents or the student comes to me, then it's resolved immediately. I mean, I am 100% here to support you, and I will adjust accordingly anytime I need to make sure that everybody is getting what they need and understanding what they have to do. All right. So please, anytime. And just a reminder, we're a team. I mean, I feel very strongly about back to school night, and I'm glad we at least are doing the pre-recorded videos, because it really does set the tone for the entire school year in terms of, us being a team. We both want the same thing. We both want your child to have a great, successful year. So I'm glad you're watching this video. Thank you for watching it to the end. I am here to support your child any way I can. So that's all I have. I'm really excited. I think despite everything we're going through, I think it's still going to be a fantastic year. And please reach out anytime. Thank you for watching, everybody.